Oh, geez, my gut's in the way. Oh, hey there, Kipsters. I ate a lot of food the past couple days and I got quite the gut. Ooh. Well, speaking of guts, how convenient. I try to do anything to make sure you guys remember. Whenever we have some complicated problems with unit rates, we always got to remember our gut. Yeah. Okay, so let's check this out. Video number 8. Ooh. Applied unit rates. Now, it says an Amtrak train drove 546 miles in 13 hours. As soon as I read that, I'm like, okay, so over 13 hours, it went this far of a distance. The train was moving at a constant speed. At this rate, how many miles could the train go in just 5 hours? That was a lot of information, and when I read these types of problems, I'm already thinking, okay, they gave us this information. They want certain information from us. That reminds me of my belly, aka our gut table. So let's attack this problem and make sure we got it. All right. An Amtrak train drove 506 miles in 13 hours. When they give us this information, this is the given. So I'm going to put a G right here. This is my given information. The train was moving at a constant speed. Constant means that the speed was the same or equal. So that means that every hour it went the same number of miles. At this rate, how many miles could the train go in 5 hours? Now, when I look at 13 and I go down to 5, I can't count by 5s to make 13. So that's why we always want to find our uni or our unit rate. Our unit rate is the easiest because we can always count by 1 to make a certain number. So let's check this out. Now we are going to first do our chart. Okay? Now when we do our chart, we're going to make our T column. And I'm going to write G, U, and then T. We know that this one right here is always where I put my number 1, so I'm going to make it look a little bit special and do it just like that. Now my G is going to be in purple. That's the information we have right here. So I'm going to put the smaller number here, 13, and I'm going to put 546. Now, I want to actually label these columns. So 13 goes with the number of H or hours, and 546 goes with the number of miles. Now I want to figure out my unit rate. So whenever we figure out a unit rate, we always do the exact same thing. We have to divide because we're going a really, really far distance in only a little bit of time. Man, it is really distracting having a big old buddy. All right, now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 546, which is our total distance that we drove, and I'm going to divide it, I'm going to divide it by 13. Remember, you guys can be a lot neater than me when I'm working on my paper. So 546 divided by 13 to get that unit rate for just 1 hour. So how many 13s are in 54? Well, I know I can do my 13s over here. 13, 26. The next one's going to be 39, counting by those 13s. 3, 6, 9. I know this is going to be 12. I'm going to add an extra one, so that's going to be 52. So that's going to be pretty close to 54. So I'm going to put 4 right here because 13 times 4 is 52. Now I'm going to subtract. I get a difference of 2 and I bring down that 6 and I get 26. I'm excited because 26 is in my multiples. That's the second one. So it's 42. So this 42 means that the train was moving at a constant speed of 42 miles per every 1 hour. Every hour 42, every hour 42, 42, constant, 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 like my big old belly. So I'm going to put 42 right here. Now, I know that in 1 hour, we can go 42 miles. In 13 hours, we can go 546. But we haven't done our T, our target yet. Now, the number they're actually asking me about, though, is 5 hours. That's why I wanted to figure out 1 hour, because I can easily go from 1 to 5. So I'm going to put 5 hours down here. And I have to go from 5, and I have to go all the way to figure this out. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to do 42 because that is my unit rate, and I'm going to times it by 5 because I know that we're driving at that same constant speed for 5 straight hours. When I do that, 5 times 2 is 10. Put the 1 up here. 4 times 5 is 20 plus 1 more is 210. So over here in my target, I'm going to write 210. this number makes sense because it should be less than 546 because that was for 13 hours. If a train has more time to keep going, it's going to go a further distance. So let's write it in down here, unit rate with labels. I know that this train can go 42 miles in 1 hour. We know that our unit rate always has a 1 at the bottom. Okay. Ow. Okay, you guys can do a much better job of me than writing. 1 hour. In 5 hours, he's going to go 210 miles. So let's recap and make sure we got it. We read the problem carefully. We knew that this first information was the given because it's a big number in a certain amount of time, and then we have to do division. So we divided with our given rate, and we got 42 miles per hour. That was our unit rate. I want to do 42 times 5 because I don't want 1 hour, I want 5. So I did that right here, and we get the answer of 210 miles. 100 plus, but you're holding me back, and that's the sound. Don't forget your gut table.